To succeed in the NBA, having a competitive edge is absolutely essential. But some players take it a step too far. From on-court clashes to infamous incidents, their actions have left a trail of controversy, injuries, and even put innocent bystanders at risk. Today we're diving deep into the 5 biggest villains in NBA history. Players whose reputations have been defined by their controversial behavior, dirty plays, and unsportsmanlike conduct that has shocked fans and fellow players alike. Before we start, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our NBA content. 5. Chris Paul, the point god with a dark side. The deceptive competitor, starting with none other than the point god himself, Chris Paul. This phrase might perfectly describe Chris Paul's playing style, but beneath his brilliant point guard skills lies a calculating and sometimes ruthless attitude toward basketball. CP3 will do absolutely anything to win a game, even if it means manipulating referees or using questionable tactics to gain an edge over opponents. Notable incidents and controversies. Just ask NBA good guy Mike Conley, who got hit in the knees by CP3 during a reckless and unnecessary attempt to grab a loose ball during the in-season tournament. The play was completely avoidable, but showed Paul's willingness to put other players at risk. The Scott Foster feud. You know you're controversial when your biggest NBA rival is a referee. Scott Foster and CP3 have been going back and forth for years, to the point where NBA Commissioner Adam Silver had to step in and make an official statement. They need to be professional about this, and Chris and I have now talked directly. There are issues we have to work through. Fans would typically want Foster fired if it were any other player, but because CP3 has damaged Foster's reputation over the years, fans actually enjoy it when Foster makes questionable calls against him. Call it poetic justice. Player and media perception. Chris Paul's name came up almost every single time. 4. Patrick Beverley, the persistent pest, the full-court pressure king. Next up is Patrick Beverley, the guy who gets under CP3's skin the most. Pat Bev has made a career as basketball's ultimate pest. He's the player who will pick you up at full court and bother you relentlessly all the way down the floor. Just ask Lonzo Ball, who was rudely awakened to how physical the NBA can be thanks to Pat Bev's aggressive welcome to professional basketball. Walking the line between physical and dirty. Over the years, Beverley has definitely walked the fine line between being a physical defender and being downright dirty. His list of altercations reads like a who's who of NBA stars. Patrick Beverley has gotten into confrontations with. Every season, Pat Beverley seems to add another name to the UC list of players he has pushed, shoved, or antagonized. The Russell Westbrook incident. The worst incident may have happened in 2013 when Beverley carelessly charged Russell Westbrook while Westbrook was calling a timeout, tearing his meniscus. This injury had long-term implications for Westbrook's career and playoff run. Recent controversies. Most recently, he continued his questionable behavior by giving Chris Paul a cheap shot during the playoffs. When CP3's back was turned, Pat Bev rammed his shoulder into him, sending Paul flying to the ground. Fortunately, Paul wasn't seriously hurt, but Beverley was suspended for that dirty hit. At least Beverley started his dirty behavior in the NBA. Our next player has been doing it since before he was even drafted. 3. Grayson Allen, the college villain who never changed pre-NBA reputation. Most players become villains over time in the NBA, but Grayson Allen was already one of basketball's biggest bad guys because of his college career at Duke University. 3 strikes against Allen from the start. NBA career controversies continue. You'd think Allen would learn his lesson and clean up his act when he reached the NBA, but he has a 5-minute highlight reel of dirty plays on YouTube, proving he kept being the villain. Notable NBA incidents. 2019. Kicked out of a Summer League game for 2 flagrant fouls on Celtics forward Grant Williams. Remember, nobody takes Summer League seriously, yet Allen was trying to hurt Williams. 2020. Trae Young publicly stated that Allen tried to trip him during a game, showing old habits die hard. The Alex Caruso incident. Allen's worst NBA play may have been when he intentionally fouled Alex Caruso in mid-air, breaking Caruso's wrist and forcing him to miss 2 months of action. What made that play even more egregious was that it's explicitly against NBA rules to interfere with a player in the air. Doing so almost guarantees injury. But Allen was willing to hurt other players to gain any possible advantage. Grayson might have ranked higher on this list if our next 2 entries hadn't been absolutely wild recently. 2. Dillon Brooks, the modern NBA antagonist, professional villain status, financial consequences. Brooks has lost almost $250,000 this year in fines for similar incidents, showing the NBA is taking his behavior seriously. One of the worst incidents was when he hit Donovan Mitchell in the groin, leading to a fight between the 2 players in Cleveland. Brooks would have topped this list if not for the recent escalating actions of our number 1 entry. 1. Draymond Green, the ultimate NBA villain. A legacy of controversial behavior. How do you even begin with Draymond Green? It's genuinely hard to keep track of all the players he's targeted over his career. Maybe it's time to go back to his very first notorious deed, attacking Steven Adams and his future family jewels. When you have an entire highlight reel dedicated to hitting people below the belt, you absolutely deserve to be on this list. Unfortunately for Adams, he became the unwilling star of Draymond's groin shot compilation, as Green targeted the New Zealand center multiple times throughout their playoff series. From opponents to teammates, Draymond evolved from hitting opponents below the belt to attacking his own teammates in practice. We're talking about the viral video of him punching Jordan Poole during practice. That incident not only hurt the team's chances of repeating as champions, but also sent the Warriors' best young player to a different team via trade. It wasn't the first time Draymond ruined a good situation. Driving away. Kevin Durant. He famously drove Kevin Durant out of Golden State by insulting one of the greatest players of all time in front of the entire team, calling him names and creating a toxic environment that ultimately led to KD's departure. The Domantas Sabonis stomp. If that wasn't disturbing enough, when was the last time you saw a grown man jump and stomp someone in the chest outside of a street fight video? Draymond did exactly that to Domantas Sabonis during the playoffs, and initially got away with it like a seasoned villain would. Recent escalations and consequences. But it looks like Draymond's luck has finally run out, and he's now facing serious consequences for his pattern of behavior, the Rudy Gobert chokehold. He choked Rudy Gobert without provocation, which got him suspended from the league. Didn't learn his lesson. He returned from suspension and punched Yusuf Nurkic in the face, earning him an indefinite suspension from the NBA. These recent incidents show that Draymond's behavior is escalating to dangerous levels that the league can no longer ignore. Conclusion: the dark side of NBA competition. These 5 players represent different aspects of what makes someone an NBA villain, from calculated gamesmanship to reckless endangerment of other players. While competitive fire is essential in professional basketball, these individuals have consistently crossed the line between fierce competition and dangerous behavior. Their actions have impacted not just their own careers, but the safety and careers of numerous other players throughout the league. Your turn. Who's the biggest NBA villain? What do you think? Who do you believe is the biggest villain in NBA history? Did we miss anyone who deserves to be on this list? Comment down below and let's discuss. Your opinions matter, and we love hearing different perspectives on these controversial topics. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the NBA's most controversial players, please give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you're alerted the next time we upload new NBA content. With that being said, we'll catch you next time for more basketball analysis and hot takes.